glowing, to be your best. Turn back the hands of time. Beauty starts with you, starts now. Image Spa MD.
These faces look familiar. Their lips curve to smile at you, as if they've known you forever. They welcome you with open arms and hug you like their own. There's something about them. She holds my hand and listens. Then she prays with me.
He asks how my day is going. He doesn't judge me. He listens. He says God cares. I believe because he shows it.
I believe because he shows it.
I must come back.
I think I'm made for this. I leave my home broken and I come to this place that is lit with beautiful faces who love God.
Who love God.
With Manila Up TV, and today I'm with you with the Confident You series, and I have two very special guests that have come along with me today. This is Lumen and Wesley, and these are my two children. But I grew up traveling, and those are some of the best memories that I think really shaped me into who I am today. And I think that traveling really does teach us a lot about ourselves, but it also teaches us so much about different cultures and different people, and gives us such a brighter scope from outside of ourselves. And I think that sometimes when people don't travel, we can get so caught up in thinking that everyone thinks exactly like us. Or taking my children along with me on the road is something that I really try to make a priority, and trying to get them involved in all of the charity work and volunteer work that I do, because I think it's important that they get a hands-on look at what it takes to actually make an impact on the world.
Life on the road with young kids obviously has its own set of obstacles that you have to overcome, but I think that if anyone says that they have it all together, that's when you need to step back and just realize that no one ever has it all together.
By them, seeing me being an example like that maybe someday they will grow up and do the same thing. But at the same time, there are things that I've learned along the way that I think really help with traveling with children. I know that for a lot of people, finances play a huge role in traveling, and I found some ways that really help out.
I found that, not eating out a lot on the go really helps out. Packing lunch on the go, whether it's a PB&J that I pass back to my children. Driving, I know flying can get really expensive, so I really try to drive anywhere that I am able to. And then when I do fly, I make sure I fly with the same airline so I can rack those miles up, and then I can book a flight for me and my family.
I will never let anything stop me from allowing my children to travel and see the world. And I think that where there's a will, there's a way. And that same thing goes for my modeling career. As a mother, a lot of people think that you have to stop doing what you love, and I really don't want to raise my children like that either. I don't want my daughter to grow up and think that, just because she's a mother, that she has to give up what it was that she was really passionate about in the beginning. I think that I want her to see that at any point in your life, you can make your children and yourself a priority, and I think that that's important for your children to see that you love them, and you also love the fact that you can have dreams and believe in your dreams. So I guess really to sum it up, it's just don't let anything ever stop you. Make sure that you're going big or going home, because this is the only life that you're ever going to get. This is the only childhood that your children will ever get to experience. So make it an exciting one. Make sure that you're giving them the tools to grow up and really know how to impact the world and be global influencers, and that's my hope.
Thank you so much for joining me with the Confident You series. Join me next time with Manila Up TV.
Mabuhay!
Over the last 75 years, the unique warmth of our people has touched millions of lives.
The heart of the Filipinos shining through. Philippine lights shining through.
Manila Up, get it up.
You can come
Welcome to The Sacred Self. Your host, Steph Safandos, relational alchemist, community builder and change maker. It is my honor and my pleasure to be here with you today, speaking very openly to knowing the truest version of ourselves, knowing the real self, and why that is of grave importance to our life, actually, and to our relationships. So allow me please to go into the importance of knowing the true self. When we know the true self, we are present to life. When we know our true, authentic nature, when we understand who we are, when we know with conviction and clarity who we are, we move through life, engaging life in such a way that is so meaningful, so fulfilling, so empowered, so connected, that we can't help but be immersed in beauty and wonder and love. And that is an amazing state to be in. It is an amazing, expressive state to be immersed in, to know self in that way. We begin then to embody and embrace experiences that matter to us. We begin to have experiences and attract experiences and people and relationships in our lives that are in alignment with our highest, grandest version of self, that are in alignment with what matters to us. We don't move through life in despondency and disconnection, being so far away from what matters to us, feeling empty within ourselves. Because when we know our true selves, we move through life not in this scurrying manner, not in this perpetual pace of speed and haste and hurry, but rather we move through life being connected, being present, being full, because we know what we are choosing to experience matters to us. We know that it is of value, it is of meaning, it is of intrinsic meaning and fulfillment, which lends itself, of course, as you know, to happiness. So how do we cultivate a sense of being connected to a true version of self? Of course, there are many ways, and today we'll touch on this. We'll discuss how being connected to the true self opens us up, allows our lives and our relationships to flourish and thrive. So being attentive to our experiences, being attentive to who we are, being attentive to what we are feeling in life is so important. It is imperative to then allowing us to decide and choose, hey, is this experience for me? Is what I'm immersing myself in right now, does it serve me? Does it align with me? Does it make me happy? Does it fill me? Does it inspire me deeply? Does it motivate me to have more of this? And if not, you know that is not you being you in an expressive, real version of yourself. Then when we begin to get into the habit of paying attention to who we are, we move with an intention, a specific, deliberate intention to understand self and to draw more of those experiences that align with us in life. And that is beautiful, because then we become co-creators of our reality, people. We become co-creators of what matters to us, and we look back at life and we say, yes, we are happy, we are connected, we are full. For more, visit my website, stephsafandos.com, and please feel free to connect with me on social media at Steph Safandos. Many blessings on your journey, and as always, one is so glad to be of service.
To be radiant, to be glowing, to be your best. Turn back the hands of time. Beauty starts with you, starts now. Image Spa MD.
Hi, and welcome to a special edition of Melody in Motion with Manila Up TV. I am your host, Melody Garcia. I've always been curious about people's life journeys of breakdown to breakthroughs, and today I have a very, very special guest by the name of John Houtshaw, owner of Trend Aviation.
Hey, Melody. Welcome to the airport on a rainy Sunday.
So I've been following some of your quote-unquote trends.
Yeah.
And I know you're highly successful in the space that you are. very well known in the Orlando space and well all over Florida. But I'm more curious about his life journey. But the purpose of this segment is to inspire the rest of the world. So I know, John, that you definitely were not born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
I grew up in Huntington, West Virginia. It's a small town, and 4 brothers, 1 bedroom we shared, hardworking parents. My mother was one of 12 kids, as a matter of fact, so she had probably a middle school education at best. My dad worked in a local carbon factory. So hard work is pretty much something that was instilled from us at an early age.
A lot of little boys dream of becoming pilots, owning their planes. You know, I personally walking into this hangar, seeing you as a little boy coming from hardship. At what point in your life did you dream that this was even possible? Talk to me about your dreams of actually owning your own plane one day.
Well, it really started out just being able to be a pilot and making it through the airline seemed to be pretty insurmountable at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a pilot as long as I could remember. Being in the town that I'm from and the side of town, the west end of Huntington, West Virginia, you really weren't encouraged too much. I remember running into teachers or a guidance counselor that said, hey, look, this isn't something that you're going to do. This is something for kids that have some money. Why don't you focus your sights on a factory job? That probably pushed me to be more determined than anything.
There's something a lot to be said about environment. So you have teachers, educators that were in a limited type of vision. What happened?
I think more than anything, just like anybody, building models or watching TV or movies or things like that led me to joining Civil Air Patrol when I was at an early age, middle school to high school, kind of like a Boy Scout / ROTC type thing. And I ended up getting scholarship money and a lot of great activities in aviation and exposed to people who were in the industry and could give you some direction. My mom used to say 4 people have 4 ways, and that's pretty profound when you think about it because that's all anybody knows and that's the only direction they can give you. So it's coming from a really small world, literally and mentally, it's tough to get out of that, but it is possible.
So how did Sean break through all of that?
Well, I think the determination. I mean, never, ever give up. So growing up, we were never allowed to quit anything. I don't think if it was a game of checkers, I don't think we were allowed to quit it. So once you were on that path, you're on that path from a perspective of not giving up, not quitting, not letting somebody else, put you down and keep you down on that. My dad always said, with his dad, had said that there's nothing wrong with being poor, it's just kind of inconvenient. So we put up with that inconvenience, and making do gets you through a lot. And if you don't know or you don't have a taste for something that's where you're at, it's all you know, then you're okay with that. You can accept that and you can persevere through what you don't have because you're not missing it.
There's this mindset that root of all evil is money, and it's not the case. It's the misuse of it.
Yep.
It's the greed of it. But when you have it, when you talk about emergencies, big-time emergencies being inconveniences, it changes what you can do for the rest of the world. What was the deepest pain that ultimately became the catalyst for where you're at now?
Be more recent in life and divorce and family and custody battle for my daughter. My daughter is really the motivation behind a change in my career from being a pilot, flying, all over the country, all over the world, to having a local business and building it into something, but to being there for her and being a dad, a single dad for a number of years, where single dads and men are treated so poorly in our courts. That's a deep one there. So being able to provide for that little girl and having a little girl on your own since she was in pull-ups is a challenge, and being a pilot and traveling, so it's tough.
Through poverty, adversity, limited, environment, what would you tell this 5-year-old kid right now?
I'd have to steal a line from Steve Jobs to stay hungry, stay foolish. Coming from where I came from, staying hungry. If you don't know what you don't have, you're not going to miss it to a degree. Having that hunger or that fuel in you to keep going, that's what pushes you through the hard times. That's what keeps you determined. So.
And last but not the least, if you were to impart a message to your daughter, to all the young kids that are out there that will be watching this, along with what I say, it's never too late for adults to clearly live your dreams. What is your life message?
I think more than anything, it's to be kind, to be humble, and to inspire. No one, until maybe Elon Musk came along here in recent times, has inspired young generations to do much. We're a society or a people that are made to explore and to push the boundaries and new frontiers, and somewhere 20, 30 years ago, we just stopped doing it. So do it and be kind while we're doing it.
Do it and be kind while you're doing it. This about wraps up my session with the awesome, amazing, incredible man named John Hadshaw of Trend Aviation. I will be dropping links later on the show, where you can follow him, where you can book him. I really love his soul, his heart, and the platforms that he stands in, and giving hope not only for the rest of us, but again, his life-inspiring story of a breakdown to a breakthrough, of breaking those silos, the limited visions, into living a limitless life. My name is Melody Garcia with Melody in Motion and Manila Up TV. I will see you on the next show.
To be radiant, to be glowing, to be your best. Turn back the hands of time. Beauty starts with you, starts now. Image Spa MD.
Welcome to Metro Scene. I'm your host, Grace Aguilar. Here's an awesome concert of Maroon 5's Red Pill Blues Tour 2018, held at the Forum in Long Beach, with Adam Levine's hit songs like What Lovers Do, Payphone, Wait, Sugar, and its latest hit song, Girls Like You, featuring Cardi B. It was such a fun night with social media photographers telling of, well, the Forum was filled with excitement, with audience dancing and singing to the music of Adam Levine. Enjoy the show! Thank you for joining us for Manila Up TV Entertainment. I'm your host, Grace Aguilar from Metro Scene, and here we have the great opportunity to talk once again with, of course, the Consul General of the Philippine Consulate here in Los Angeles, Consul General Adelio Angelito Cruz. Is there any programs that you've developed or that any of our Filipino citizens out there are going to be able to partake in?
Well, I'm glad you asked. This year we are hosting the 12th Ambassadors Tour. It is an activity hosted by all the Philippine Foreign Service posts in the United States.
Yes, I believe
this would mean having all the Philippine Consulates General all over the United States, including our embassy in Washington. So this is the 12th Ambassadors Tour, and we are hoping that this would be the best so far. Our consulate here in Los Angeles is taking the lead for this year's tour, and we are very happy to share with the audience that for this year we will be promoting 3 beautiful cities. It's Manila, Cebu, and Bohol. It's going to be from July 9 to 15, and we have prepared a number of activities for different ages. Right? We are going to be staying at the top hotels. In Manila, we will be staying at the City of Dreams. In Cebu, we will be staying at the Shangri-La Mactan. And in Bohol, we will be staying at the Henan Hotel. And the most exciting part of the tour is, while in Cebu, we're going to give an opportunity for the more adventurous ones to actually go swimming with the whale sharks.
I've never swam with the whale sharks.
That has never been done before.
No.
It has never been offered in any other ambassadors tour. So we are really hoping that we get quite a number of people to participate. Right now we are expecting maybe about 300 Filipino Americans from all over the United States, and we're hoping to surpass that number.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us,
for coming over.
despite your busy schedule.
Anytime.
And I still wish, and of course, in behalf of Manila Up TV Entertainment and Manila Up International Magazine, we wish you greater and much more power.
Thank you, Grace. And we look forward to you joining the 12th Ambassadors Tour.
Of course, we're looking forward to that. And don't forget, Ambassadors Tour 2018, okay?
Well, I plan to join this passion a long time ago. It's 2 years ago that I told my parents that I want to be in Miss Universe Thailand competition, but they told me that they don't allow me. They just say no. I was like, why? Because you still need to study it. That's what they want to, and so that's why I was like, okay. Then I gotta study and do my things. So after I graduated from a UNLV with my finance major, I have a job as an investment banking manager. I decided this year, I told my parents that I want to join this. Yeah, I'm gonna join this, no matter what.
And
so, yeah, they allowed me to do that, and I was so happy. Yeah.
Okay, and the next question. So, what was the most exciting part during the competition, aside from
aside winning this crown, I got new families, friendship that I cannot find anywhere else. You see, like my friends, like 40 people, including me, we all have a good experience together. We had an activity in Bangkok, in Korea. Everyone like so fun, like have so much fun. We are not just a friends, but we are family. Miss Universe.
So you really enjoy all the activities?
Yeah, like it is nice, like incredible experience, and I'm really joyful, and I won't forget this memory forever. It will be with me forever.
Okay, so you have the exciting part. So how about the challenging part of it?
Challenging part. Of course, like every year, you can see that like Miss Universe Thailand, Pin Kunat, Nampan Sharita, and then Maria.
Yes. So all your
successful. They are my idols. They represent Thailand, and I want them. So what I'm gonna do is I will prepare myself in every ways to become a better me and to be ready for Miss Universe.
Were you able to ask any of them, like Nampan or Maria?
Yeah, of course. But first of all, you gotta be ready. You gotta be in shape. You gotta stay in shape. You gotta work out so hard to be in shape and have a healthy look. And second of all, it's about knowledge. You have to learn. You have to like read news of the world, see what's going on. That's really helpful. And the third one is practice like walking, speaking with Miss Universe. Really so many thanks for supports, my fans all over the world, in Thailand. You are my great supporter. I can't be like being so without like this without you guys. You know, support, all the supporter is like my inspiration. Every day I woke up and see like good comments, see my improvement progress. I'm so happy. And please cheer up for me. Now I'm Miss Universe Thailand 2018, and I'm gonna represent Thailand. So please see my progress, and I can't wait to be in Miss Universe to enjoy, see my new friends from other countries, and share my culture and experience with them.